Rat King propaganda.
Black Storm.
Silence is golden.
I'll destroy any radios I find. A Rat King sculpture.
Not quite a golden calf, but an idol is an idol.
Or a waypoint for the rats to meet up. I'll destroy any I find.
Black Storm.
Time to talk. Where's Cobblepot?
Let me go!
If you insist.
Ah! You're crazy! You're friggin' crazy!
Ricky LeBlanc.
His incarceration makes your detective work a bit more difficult, I imagine.
He's where he belongs. But I'll admit I miss having him around.
As an informant?
As a target for striking fear.
Black.
Thanks for tuning in. This is Jack Ryder and After Hours. I'm Jack Ryder. Once again, broadcasting from my new secret headquarters, made possible by a generous donation from the good folks at Dr. Yatz, makers of Dr. Yatz's Wonder Tongue.
Hear that? Yeah, worse. Smell it. That's the sound of our victory. Ugh.
From GCR, I'm Rob Touchstone with today's financial headlines. After a delay that nearly caused a panic for shareholders, Wayne Enterprises has finally completed its acquisition of Rune Industries. The CFO just
My tail. Pick up your ears and heed my...
A map of the Bowery. I can scan this with detective vision.
defaced by the rats, as expected.
These markings could be codes for drop sites.
I'll add them to your map, sir.
My tail.
This symbol. I can scan and reconstruct it in detective vision. Dark days abound.
Quite a find. Cyrus Pinckney documented several at the turn of the century, but lost his notes in a fire. I thought them a figment of his imagination.
It's too old for the Rat King.
Regardless, I'll send these to Gotham University courtesy of the Wayne Foundation. Perhaps we'll uncover deeper mysteries in Blackgate than what's in the dinner meat.
All right. I'll send any more that I find.
Thrilling, sir.
1910, Anno Domini, log of Cyrus Pinckney, architect, unemployed, but only momentarily. I've landed on Blackgate Island to study its structures. The chapel, the statue of Lady Justice, the sundry Gothic sculptures dotting the landscape round the prison. Once my research is complete, I shall propose a large-scale renovation of Gotham City to Judge Solomon Wayne, an ideal benefactor, far less recreant than Henry Cobblepot. I've arrived with my assistant, Ezekiel, amidst the cheers of mergansers and migrating geese. Kyle, as he curiously prefers to be called, helped me scout a campsite. To my pleasant surprise, even such cursory efforts bore fruit. A rune etched into what appears to be a loose cornerstone from a raised building. The inscription, written in an archaic form of Latin, reads, "Dark days abound." I very much doubt it. Given the artifact's age, those dark days have surely come and gone. And yet, these hills still hold many secrets. I can feel it.
Gotham will fall into the abyss.
Blackgate, Day 4. Kyle and I stood at the mouth of a great catacomb. An inscription outlined the entrance. Every moment you waste, Gotham falls further into the abyss. Abyss is no understatement. How far the cave descends, I cannot say, but our initial foray with electric torches revealed extensive stonework passages and even some rusted iron gibbets. Whatever is buried here is buried deep. The ancient complex I beheld tested my skepticism in a way I do not quite comprehend. It reaches out toward Gotham. We moved camp to the cave's mall. Strange vines decorate its passageways, their flowers flanking our campsite. Such a sweet smell. Gotham University's botany department may be pleased with the specimen.
Truth will be revealed.
Blackgate, Day 2. I awoke to the staccato clacks of Kyle cataloging yesterday's notes on his typing writer. A practical machine, yet so brutal. If the sound doesn't kill you, its weight will. Found another rune near Blackgate Chapel this morning. It reads, "The truth will soon be revealed." Ironic, given this island's legendary secrets. Tales of witchcraft abound. The Miagani whispered about an underground necropolis. Schoolboys trade stories about the pirate John Valor, Gotham's own two-bit Colorford, using the island as a base from which to harry those passing through. A sight of bloodletting, accursed rock, rubbish. I have no use for fevers. I need money. May tomorrow yield something that appeals to Judge Wayne's good graces.
Fires will rage.
Blackgate, Day 3. Quiet morning. Kyle's word machine is broken. Praise be the spirits of Blackgate. Even more strange. No usual wagtails, sparrows, or orioles. Only calls of a bird I'd not heard since traveling the Swiss Alps. A dream, surely. A new rune today. From the ashes of unintelligible, the fires will rage and Gotham will brew. I suspect forgery. The corrupted Latin reads like a 13th century manuscript, while the etchings betray the use of 17th century tools. It even includes perversions of Templar imagery. I recall a legend I heard during the Transalpine tour of a heretical order devoted to punishment and vengeance. I remain, as always, a skeptic. Still, Blackgate Island casts a dark shadow.
A tape with interviews from patient sessions.
Needless to say, listening to this will run foul of medical ethics.
This is an investigation, Alfred. I need all the info I can get.
So you're the egghead they put in charge of rehabilitation, huh?
I take it you don't approve, Mr. Bolton?
Captain Bolton. And it's a giant waste of time, you ask me. Animals don't change, Crane.
Which would explain why your application for the job was rejected last year.
What are you talking about?
I've been reviewing Martin Joseph's files. He had some rather unflattering words for you. An unrepentant sadist, psychologically unfit and obsessed with aggressive punishment.
Martin Joseph ran this place like a damn vacation resort. Riots, insubordination, escapees. The man's a joke.
Is that why the GCPD rejected your application as well?
Think twice before trying to get in my head, Crane. You don't want to be on my bad side.
On the contrary, despite your contempt for my work, I actually admire yours.
What?
I appreciate the single-mindedness with which you pursue your goals. In the short time you've been here, you've demonstrated an enviable ability to strike fear into the prisoners. It's fascinating how terrified they are of you.
It's what they deserve.
Exactly. Make an example of one, and the rest fall in line. Simple, yet effective. The GCPD's loss is clearly our gain, Captain Bolton.
Huh. Maybe you and me got more in common than I thought. Run your department however you want. I'll handle mine. Oh, and Doc? Try and get me on tape without telling me again, and you'll find out firsthand how scary I can be.
Partial map of Blackgate. I can scan this with detective vision.
Mr. Turner, this is merely a standard intake evaluation. Not your first, I understand.
Yeah, been through a few.
You were incarcerated here last year, and then transferred to... Belrev, was it? The redactions in your file are quite extensive.
Could be above your pay grade, Doc.
Yes, well, what's intriguing here is that you elected to return rather than having your sentence commuted. Until recently, anyway, most prisoners wanted out of Blackgate. What's changed?
I still owe a debt to society.
Guilty conscience?
Matter of honor.
Given your history of mental illness.
Since when is playing puppet to the League of Assassins a mental illness?
I think the standard questionnaire is best, yes? Good. How are you coping with the transfer? Any changes in mood?
Yeah. Been getting progressively more agitated since talking to you.
Excellent. And have you been seeing things that other people don't? Or can't?
I see a lot of stuff other people miss, but not the way you mean.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how afraid are you right now?
Hold up. That's not in the questionnaire.
Very perceptive, Benjamin. Now consider this. Tiger has authorized me to recruit a few volunteers to help test a new psychiatric medication I'm developing. And you certainly seem like a prime candidate. Participation ensures a more comfortable cell in Arkham Ward, amongst other privileges.
Better men than you have messed with my head, Doc. Keep it up and I'll show you where they're buried.
Ooh, how vivid. Well, it is a standing offer, Mr. Turner, so let me know when you reconsider.
Reds were already...
So, what was it you wanted to talk about?
Oh, well, I'm not trying to make any trouble for anyone.
It's all right, Arnold. I'm not one of the guards, okay? I'm here to help.
I'm sorry. It's just that, Dr. Crane's treatments seem to be giving me some side effects.
Dr. Crane's been treating you? I'm not seeing anything in the file about that.
Oh, well, he's testing his new formula on me, and...
He's doing what?
I'm sorry.
No, Arnold. It's not your fault. Please, go on.
Well, it's mainly headaches and nightmares. From the start. Oh, and I forget things. Sometimes.
And what did that pompous... What did Dr. Crane say was the purpose of his tests?
To help me bring my shadow to the surface so I can confront my, violent impulses.
Look, Arnold, I don't know what he's up to, but if you want to face your shadow, there are safer ways than being a guinea pig for some untested chemical cocktail. The important thing is trying not to repress those darker thoughts.
But I don't like those thoughts.
And that's okay. Acknowledging them doesn't mean acting on them. Some people benefit from externalizing those aspects by projecting them onto an imaginary person they can talk to. It's a way to explore those things safely by having a conversation with yourself. Do you think you could do that?
Well, my cellmate Donegan, he has a puppet named Woody. It's fun to talk to sometimes.
There you go. Just imagine Woody has all those darker parts of your personality. Talk to him. Make friends with him. I promise that'll help you more than whatever Crane is dosing you with.
That's a really great idea, Dr. Quinzel. I'll ask Donegan if I can borrow him. Maybe he won't get all worked up. If I tell him it's for therapy.
Folks, this is Nick Sage, an apology. Ask the question. Among other items of interest,
To prison.
can't say more without specifics. So for now, we'll start with the call from a regular in Burton.
Okay, Joe. Blood pressure's a little on the high side, but otherwise your labs look good. Must be all that clean living.
First time I heard that.
Any other complaints?
Just some reactions to Dr. Crane's treatment. Headaches. Can't remember some stuff. Huh. Nothing he didn't warn me about.
That's not on the chart. I'll follow up with him about it.
Sure. You know, Doc, you look familiar. Didn't you used to run the free clinic over in Park Row?
Still do. It's a tough neighborhood. The people need help. Politicians are too quick to write those folks off.
Ain't that the truth? When I lived there, it was everyone stealing each other's stuff. Then, stealing it back. Over and over. That photo there. That's you, and...
Harvey Dent? I'm surprised you recognize him.
Huh. Oh, yeah. He's on TV a lot now, right? So, you know him?
Back then, I ran a crisis center for kids. The boy next to Harvey is Bruce Wayne. Not too long after his parents were killed. Those two were like sons to me.
Right. Harvey Dent.
A map of max security. I can scan this with detective vision. You should have known trying to kill me was a waste of your time.
You won't have to worry about that anymore. Not unless someone else puts up 50 million bucks.
I wasn't worried.
That's annoying. Reminds me of my kid brother.
A guardian, willfully relentless.
Blackgate, Day 6. We've returned to studying the statues of Blackgate Island. Kyle and I descended in the gibbet to discover a large, open chamber containing a magnificent statue. A caped, cowled man with a sword. Surely it is the figure all but named in the prophetic texts. The masked statue is positioned directly below Lady Justice on the island's surface. Her placard reads, Lady Justice and her Hawk of Vengeance. The underground image's inscription reads, As above, so below. The insinuation is worrisome. Another runestone and another inscription. A guardian willfully relentless in their quest to protect the city. Is this guardian the Lady Justice above? Or the bladed saint below?
Oh, jeez. Doc, take it easy. They beat me within an inch of my life. You're trying to finish the job.
You got me, Carmine. I'm the Rat King. Guess Batman's got some competition for world's greatest detective.
The last guy that talked to me like that ended up at the bottom of 3 different rivers. Allegedly.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't seem like anything's broken, just lacerations and some deep bruising. You'll heal over time, but you need a few stitches. I'll prescribe something for the pain. Just promise not to sell it.
Scouts on it. By the way, that picture there, cute kids. You adopt or something?
Close, but not quite. I helped Bruce and Harvey through some tough times.
Bruce and Harvey, huh? Holy shit, you mean Wayne and Kent?
On the nose. Now hold still.
So you're out. Tight with Harvey Dent, huh? You and me got doctor-patient confidentiality, right? Like if I told you I was planning to subtract a certain prosecutor from the equation as soon as I get out of here, you couldn't say a thing about it?
Quite the opposite, actually. I'd be required to report any threats of violence. Something a criminal mastermind should know, Carmine. And one more thing.
Oh yeah? What's that?
You try something like that, you'd better not miss. Mr. Turner, I'm Dr. Tompkins. I've taken a look at your medical history and, well, there's quite a lot of it.
Been in a couple fights.
It says you sustained injuries during the riot a few months ago. Pretty minor compared to the other prisoners. Many of them suffered broken bones, concussions, and lacerations from metal claws of some kind. Your handiwork?
Penguin threw us in the cage. Said he'd shoot us if we didn't fight. I'll take a broken arm over a bullet any day.
Most would. Now, the more recent additions to your file have been redacted. Don't suppose you'd care to fill me in?
Nothing much else to tell. Boxing fracture on my left, scimitar stab in my right thigh. Barely missed the femoral. Got lucky.
Stabbed with a scimitar? In prison?
Secret Nazi science facility in northern Korak.
Mm-hmm. And what have you been up to for the past 2 months?
You wanted to see me, Dr. Quinzel?
Joe, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for acting like I had a choice. This being prison and whatnot.
Right. I just wanted to say, you've been doing really great in our group therapy sessions. Your openness and willingness to share has been an inspiration to many of the other prisoners. And I'm glad you seem to be getting so much out of it.
Thanks. But you make it easy. I've been inside a long time, and not everyone who runs these sessions seems to care like you do.
I appreciate that. I've always believed that there's good to be found in everyone, if you dig deep enough.
Sure. But you probably need an excavator to reach some of these guys.
Which is exactly why I asked you to come by. I'd like to get into some shadow work. Starting next session. Really dig deep into the parts of ourselves we usually repress. Jung tells us that many kinds of cognitive distortions are caused by repressing past trauma. A concept I think might really benefit the group.
I'm not sure what talking about Killer Croc's mommy issues is gonna solve, but you're the doctor.
Humor is a classic deflection tactic, Joe. For as open as you've been, I know you're still holding back. I don't mean to pressure you or make you uncomfortable, but this type of therapy only works if you're willing to be vulnerable.
Listen, Doc, it's nothing personal. They're just parts of my past I don't like to talk about. Going over all that won't change what I did, or how I feel about it. I'm not like a lot of these guys. I know I'm exactly where I ought to be.
Whatever's causing you pain, I want to help. And I think it could help the others to see it too.
Appreciate it, Doc. But the others, they need your help a whole lot more than I do.
The wicked will prosper.
Blackgate, day 5. Traveling the worn stairs is tiresome. Kyle found a gibbet with a functioning winch and repaired the counterweights so the cage can easily transport us to and from the depths below. We discovered more branching pathways within this ancient templary, and a reliquary with a rune stone and small book. It divulged a prophecy that a figure of great consequence and dubious moral standing would arise. Descriptions are contradictory. Warrior, a mediator, a slink from the crypt, a hawk, a sage whose peace is violence. Given such incongruity, I must wonder to which side of justice will this man stand. The inscription read, "The wicked will prosper, condemning the innocent."
protector of faith.
Blackgate, Day 7. I cannot bring our findings back to Gotham without first making sense of them. So, deeper we plunged. After squeezing through crevices, fearful I might not return, we found a chamber containing a symbolic map of Blackgate Island itself in the shape of a tree. The catacombs formed the roots, a vertical blade rose from them as the trunk, sprouting branches, and a single flower representing Blackgate's chapel. Its demonic statues are what originally sparked my curiosity. And the tree's grotesque fruit? Men who were hanged from the gallows tree in Blackgate Prison's yard. Many repeated runes today, but also a new discovery. The protector of faith will know what must be done. But according to whom?
I came to this hole to close the books on my competitors, especially the Joker, and I can't let you stand in my way.
Black Mask was planning to blow up the entire prison and everyone in it.
It appears honor among thieves doesn't really exist in Blackgate.
Sionis never had any honor to begin with. He reveled in cruelty more than profit or power.
Been in Gotham for a few days, and I've already accomplished so much more than you in the... what has it been, 2 years? Roman Sionis? Gone. Loeb? Oh, that guy was corrupt to the core. Got rid of him.
May you find the peace in death that you did not find in life.
I'm not looking for peace.
I trained to fight crooks and killers, not monsters like Bane and the Joker.
Still, you rose to the challenge and defeated them.
For now. A map of Death Row. I can scan this with detective vision.
Was the rat. Was the rat.
Justice will be served.
Blackgate, Day 8. I'm starved for fresh air. But there's no turning back. Rediscovered friezes that depicted another vestige of the prophesized protector, a Cape Knight, saintly and heroic, bearing down upon a horde of villains. Today's rune stone is not entirely new to me. I saw it etched at the foundation of Gotham Cathedral while under contract for Judge Wayne. The inscription reads, "Divine justice will be delivered to us all." Down here, it is etched in broken Latin, but it was carved in English up above.
Teeth! I want answers!
Wait till Black Mask's assassins get through with you. Whoever wins is gonna be famous and rich.
Killer Croc is a terrifying criminal specimen.
He's just like any other criminal. Hit him hard enough and he'll fall. I taught him that lesson on Christmas Eve.
A sound strategy, sir. Unless you're facing a foe that can't be bested with violence.
Okay, Otis. I have questions about some of the things you said in group today.
I am happy to answer, Doctor. Would you have eyes to see and ears to hear?
Right. You said you were, a mass murderer, but that's not in your file.
The blood of sin has stained me far beyond the word of man. Countless lives I have claimed in the name of the iniquitous Gotham City Department of Sanitation. I see their confused red eyes in my dream, pleading for the mercy it was my duty to deny as their chittering death rattles echo through the sewers. I am a sinner, Dr. Quinzel, falling short of his whiskered glory.
Oh, you're talking about rats.
The true masters of our world, Doctor. The uncounted survivors thriving amongst those that despise and persecute them. Like Saul on the road to Damascus. When I saw myself as the oppressor, I wept from the guilt of it.
Okay, well, I understand the sentiment, but if you're talking about rodents, calling yourself a mass murderer is gonna give people the wrong impression.
I seek to speak only the truth, Doctor. Though life's path hasn't made that easy. I am no stranger to false prophets. Men like Black Mask have used my devotion to further their own ends.
And how is that any different from the Rat King, Otis?
The Rat King is no false prophet, Doctor. His word stands as the only remaining truth in the fallen land of the two-legged.
Of course. I just think it can be useful to examine our beliefs. You talk a lot about the Rat King, but what do you really know about him? Who is he?
You will know him soon enough, for we are all subjects in his kingdom. He will be born to the world as a prisoner from Blackgate, where his wrath will rebuild a new Gotham, one where rats will rule.
Okay.
mechanical rats. I can destroy them with a batarang.
Strange vermin, sir.
The rats must have let them loose after I took out the guards.
Miss Quinzel, I'm giving you a chance here. Do you know what happens if the prosecution can try Julian Day as a sane man?
He'll get the death penalty.
And this city will thank you for helping to remove a cold-blooded killer from the streets.
Rather surprising. Dr. Quinzel seems exceedingly sympathetic to inmates.
And easily manipulated by them. One of the reasons Warden Joseph took the fall.
And the calendar man?
Transferred for Dr. Quinzel's evaluation, but I doubt they can hold him for long.
What is going on here?
Found this freak trying to dig through the walls again. Rusty Nail cut him when I dragged him out of his little rat nest. And, well, you know how clumsy these convicts are. Always falling down stairs and whatnot.
These people already need help, Captain. Feeding your ego with unnecessary beatings isn't making their lives, or mine, any better.
You gonna do something about it?
Maybe I will.
Whatever. It's your problem now.
That makes two of you. Otis Flanagan, right? Any blurred vision? How many fingers do you see?
3. Clarity of vision, both physical and spiritual, is one of our king's many gifts.
Uh-huh. Can you tell me the date today?
July the 2nd. Year 1 of the Rat King's rule.
Close enough. Well, no concussion. That's the good news. That nasty cut is a different story. Do you know when you last had a tetanus booster?
I've spent my life crawling through Gotham sewers, Doctor. Lo, by sanitation department decree, I have had all my shots.
my control gas, but I adjusted the recipe. A large dose will turn those brains to succotash.
The Joker hides his plans in a smokescreen of chaos.
Though this be madness, yet there is method in it.
He's clearly insane, but he acts with purpose. And that's what makes him dangerous.
As long as he remains in captivity, you needn't concern yourself with his forks and handsaws again.
This rage, all directed at me, and for what? You know, if you'd actually let me finish a sentence, you might learn that we're not so different.
Joker thinks we're alike. What if he's right?
Nonsense, sir. Aside from a shared flair for theatrics, the two of you could not be more different.
Maybe so. An instrument of God.
Blackgate night. Only night. I struggled to translate the latest rune by fading torchlight. Either the instrument of God or the tool of man, and from the mist he stepped forth into flesh clad in steel, one hand outstretched, the other holding a sword. I saw my reflection in the blade, hollowing my mind to make way for just such images. Gotham at war, an abandoned tower, a broken sword, a slain knight. Then he was gone. My hand just grasping at thin air. And then the horde he'd held back came to life. The teeth of statues. A forbidden mathematic. Divide, subtract. A stone worn down by high tide. Raccoons absconding with memory. The cursed clacking of that damned word machine. Shut up, Kyle. I near terminus. The withered reality.
simple rules, gentlemen. The one that doesn't die keeps fighting.
I'm sorry, Batman, but I'm sure you do the same in my position.
I wouldn't be in your position, Turner. Map of Arkham Ward. I can scan this with detective vision.
Defaced by the rats, as expected.
These markings could be codes for drop sites.
I'll add them to your map, sir.
Map of Arkham Ward. I can scan this with detective vision.
Nurture it.
Proud matriarch. Born in the benefactor. Born in 1867, the the collaborator. Born in 1880, the beloved wife. Born in 1890, the dear daughter. Born in 1913, Harriet, Amadeus and Constance Arkham's only daughter.
The statue moved.
Okay, notes on Otis Flanagan. Patient suffers from intense delusions and extreme guilt related to what...
Dr. Quinzel?
Mr. Dent, what brings you to Blackgate? Here to see how your tough-on-crime rhetoric affects real people?
I just figured I'd stop by, considering you've left 28 messages with my office this week.
You could have just called me back.
I understand you have concerns about Dr. Crane, but...
Concerns? That man's got a stack of ethical and professional violations taller than he is. He's been making deals with my patients, testing some kind of truth serum on them. I'm the resident psychiatrist here. These are my patients.
Well, then, this sounds like a matter you should forward to Tiger Security.
I've tried, but they never do anything, even when inmates go missing after his treatments. I know you two are friends, but someone needs to hold him accountable.
Oh, I wouldn't call us friends, Dr. Quinzel.
You think I haven't noticed you two? Just hanging out in his office?
Dr. Crane testifies as a mental health expert when I bring your inmates to trial. I'm sure you're aware of the court system tap dance we have to do.
I'm aware that he shouldn't be administering experimental drugs to my patients without departmental oversight.
And one of those was at my request. I couldn't risk the defendant in that case having a psychotic break during cross-examination. Look, I'm sorry you're having issues with a coworker, but helping you make friends at work comes second to saving this city, don't you think? So enough with the frivolous complaints, please. Have a good day, Dr. Quinzel.
Good morning, Jay.
Well, hello, nurse. Wait, you're not Dr. Crane.
What? Oh, it's me, Dr. Quinzel.
What a lovely name. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, we're doing this again, huh? Okay. Hello, sir. I'm Dr. Harleen Quinzel, your new therapist.
Well, you know what they say. You never forget your first time.
Nice to see that a couple of months in Blackgate hasn't hurt your sense of humor.
It's not so bad. Like a mediocre restaurant on the moon. Although, the company's better. Your new boss can be a real hoot, too.
Who, Crane? Sure. If your idea of a good time is seeing how far someone can stuff their head up their own ass.
Well, my entertainment options are a little limited down here, Toots.
Anyway, you get me today instead, because he's out with a real bad tummy ache. It's a real shame no one bothered to tell him about the meatloaf.
Why, Holly, I do believe I may be starting to rub off on you.
Or maybe it's the other way around. Which reminds me, I brought another can of that spray cheese you like. Just make sure the guards don't see it.
You take such good care of me.
Stop, silly. It just doesn't make sense why they keep you locked up down here for so long. It's been months, and you've been on your best behavior.
Exactly. It's as if you can't start a riot, kill a bunch of guards, flood a few cell blocks with poison gas, and burn down the old admin building anymore. That without being treated like a common criminal.
Yeah, well, I never liked that building anyway.
Please, have a seat, Arnold. Do you know why you're here today?
No. No, sir.
The public defender requested a psychological evaluation to determine if you're competent to stand trial.
Oh!
Do you understand what you're being accused of?
I killed a guy.
That's correct.
But it wasn't my fault. He walked into my knife.
27 times.
He was very determined.
Clearly, there's a part of you that craves violence. You keep it hidden. In psychology, we call this the shadow. And yours seems to be very dark indeed.
Like this bunny, you mean? I can also do a dog.
Put your hands down, Arnold. It's just a metaphor. Now, a favorable evaluation might be in the cards if you can do a little something for me. I'm recruiting volunteers to assist with the new treatment I'm testing. A compound that draws the shadow out, brings it to the surface so it can be confronted.
Yes, yes. Of course, Doctor. Anything you say.
Very good, Arnold. I'll have the guards escort you to my lab this evening.
message has been delivered.
Blackgate, last day. I awoke at the cave mouth to the calls of geese and mergansers. A final rune in my pocket, somehow. Believe what you will. The message has been delivered. I believe what we discovered was not buried by happenstance. Blackgate is neither a facility nor a temple. It is a mechanism for calling that man forth. The aesthetics here are merely decorative. They beckon and bind. Anything that cultivates malevolence must also be used to drive it out. Wise words Judge Wayne imparted during our renovation of Gotham Cathedral. I will bring this to him. When configured to work in harmony, these stones may very well save Gotham. We must protect our source. I have sealed access to the lowest depths. Only that open chamber and its imposing overseer remain. His Honor will understand. The Wayne family has always loved Gotham more than it deserves.
This leads to the weapons depot that Penguin plundered, not the Rat King.
This is my turn, and you're trespassing. With what's beyond this wall, I have everything I came to Blackgate to find. Then I'll show everyone who thought I was finished. Only the strong survive, and I intend to survive.
One almost admires his perseverance.
Almost. When gunrunning didn't pan out, he cut a deal with Harvey and turned state's evidence. Handed over all he had on Falcone in exchange for his freedom.
Hoping to capitalize on the Romans' downfall, no doubt.
He says he's going straight, but it's only a matter of time before he slips up again. And I'll be waiting.
Nice office, Doc. If it's mine, to shame.
Unlike City Hall, Tiger makes the working conditions of its senior staff a priority. How can I help you, Mr. Dent?
Harvey is just fine. I'm looking for a go-to medical expert for trial. Competency evals, mental fitness testimonies, that sort of thing. Any interest?
Of course. I would be honored.
Well, that's good to hear. You know, your predecessor, Strange, always seemed like he'd rather be anywhere else.
Well, I'm at home here in Blackgate. It provides an opportunity to test out some exciting new therapies. You promised to crush crime within a year. I aim to do the same with recidivism.
Must be some therapy.
Indeed. Have you ever sought treatment, Mr. Dent?
Harvey. No, not since I was a kid. Went through a rough patch, but since then, smooth sailing.
That was certainly a novel approach to cross-examination.
I know, Doc. I lost it. You should have seen the police photos. This bastard didn't just beat his kid, he starved him. Kept him locked in a closet for 6 months. 8 years old.
fighting with the rats over scraps of food. When the cops finally freed him, his kidneys had failed and his heart was scarred by infection. My goodness, harrowing stuff. And his dad has the nerve to take the stand and tell the court his kid deserted. Piece of shit's lucky I only took a couple of swings at him. Besides, I might have just torched my whole career. Oh, I doubt that. You're a hero in the papers. Two-fisted DA, Deck's deadbeat dad. The public's behind you on this. My own dad's to blame for my short fuse. But I can't lose my temper like that again. Your father? I'd like to hear more about him. You really think this stuff will help? Early trials are quite promising. Now, hold this. Hold it. There you go. And take 3 deep breaths. Good. I want you to consider that your recent outbursts may be stress-induced. Building a case against Carmine Falcone clearly had you burning the candle at both ends. Well, tell that to the press. All I hear about is how the Batman brought down the Roman Empire. We worked together, you know. Me, him, Gordon too. I'm starting to lose my cool again. No. That's good. Good. We've already touched on how much you've been repressing. The more you try to contain your shadow, the more that aspect of your psyche stagnates and festers. We need to bring it to light. Drag it out of the darkness. That's what I've been trying to do with this whole city. Too many trials. Too many appeals. Better we let fate judge. 50-50. Like flipping a coin. Better odds than my old man gave me. No, it's, getting worse. Headaches, mostly. That's only a function of your conscious mind giving way to your shadow self. As it rises to the surface, your awareness becomes fuzzy, in a neurological sense, as you grapple with the headache. That's not it. It's never been this bad. Gilda's scared. And I am too. You fear becoming your father. You fear you'll assume his worst traits as you get older. Please, sit. Have a sip of water. Good. Listen, things always feel more intense just before the real healing begins. You are making remarkable progress. We are making remarkable progress. Of course, Mr. Dent. This is good for both of us. Doctor, I want to stop the treatments. But why? Why? What the hell happened to your lab rat this morning? It's the unfortunate reality of medical testing that, on occasion, we have to put an animal through some measure of discomfort in order to... The shit you got me breathing burned its fur off. Melted its skin. Mr. Dent, the individual chemicals in this solution are heavily corrosive, but when properly diluted, they are inert and stable. Inert and stable? I don't know. Harvey, I've been reviewing our recorded sessions, and I'm confident you're on the cusp of a major breakthrough. Trust the process. If not for yourself, then do it for Gilda. Doesn't she deserve a healthier, happier husband? Crane, if my symptoms don't resolve soon, I am out. Understood. You're making the right choice. I'll prepare the dose. No cream, no sugar, right?
Yeah. Thanks, Dr. Crane. But you didn't bring me in here for coffee.
Astute, as always. Dr. Quinzel said you're responding remarkably well to her half-baked notion of shadow therapy. However, she did note your reticence when it comes to sharing certain aspects of your past.
Yeah, sure. There's some stuff I figure is nobody's business but mine. And she's always been respectful of boundaries.
Is that what you really think?
What do you mean?
Just wondering how you'd respond to treatment from a doctor who actually knows what they're doing. Case in point, I've been developing a new treatment that can bring the shadow to the surface. It dredges up the darkest, hidden parts of the self so they can be faced. Aggressive, but effective.
I appreciate the offer, but I'll pass. Doesn't sound like my kind of thing.
I thought you might take some convincing. That's why I put some in your coffee.
What? Are you... Oh, God.
Now, tell me, Joe, what are you so afraid of?
No. Don't want it. You can't make me talk about stuff I did. 20 years is a long time.
What did you do, Joe?
Just needed money. Didn't mean to hurt anybody. But you get desperate. So, when I saw those two Richies leaving the theater, and the lady's necklace, you could tell it was worth something.
And then?
I recognized them from the papers, from TV. Not normal people. Billionaires. Wrath of God, wealthy. And they both got a good look at me. He should have let me take the necklace, but it broke. Pearls on the pavement. And I shot him. Her too. Because how could she forget my face?
The Waynes? You murdered the Waynes?
Right after, I noticed the kid there. God. He looked at me like I'll never forget. And I just didn't have it in me. I ran. Left him there in that alley. Didn't get the necklace. Didn't even get their wallets. Only thing I stole was some rich kid's parents.
You were never caught.
Got picked up for knocking over a gas station. Nobody else ever knew I was the guy that did it. Just the kid. But those eyes, in my dreams every night, burning with wrath. I took the life sentence. Save her on the inside. He can never know it was me. Nobody can. You have no idea what someone that rich is capable of. And I do. I've had 2 decades to think. I can't.